Welcome back everyone to Art a la carte. Today I'm going to be talking about drawing with some motion, and we're going to be drawing a wolf running today. And our main focus is how to get that motion and power in a drawing. I do have lots of videos on how to draw wolves, so if you want a step-by-step on the wolf anatomy, definitely check those out. But this one is just kind of to how to get those lines going. So first I went and I found some different reference photos. So what I'll do is I will put the reference photo that I'm using right here. Alright, so what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to sketch in the shapes that we see from this wolf. And I always usually generally start from the head or the shoulders because it's kind of the powerhouse. So I'm going to go ahead and put in a circle for the head. And then I'm just going to go ahead and right over top of that put in what I see for the shoulders. And again, you'll see that I'm just drawing these shapes really loosely and lightly. I have a lot of people asking me, why do I draw these shapes? Why don't I just start drawing out those lines out there? And I can, and for a long time I did. I would just draw the outline and I wouldn't worry about building these shapes up. So it's possible to do that. But I noticed that all the animators and artists that I really respected all did this. And so I just began practicing and seeing it. And after a while I began to see the value in it, and it really helps you to get that drawing that has a lot of motion in it. So I just encourage you, even if you're not super comfortable with sketching with these shapes first, don't give up on it. Just keep trying it every once in a while. Try giving it a try, and it just might click, and you might totally understand why so many people do it and find that value in it. So I'm going to find just these power lines that make up this picture. So first line here is this side front leg here, and so I have it come down here. I'm going to put a little circle for a joint and come down. And then the second one is his other leg, which is tucked up and coming forward. And because I'm not worried about the details of this, I mean, he kind of looks like a donut dancing. Ooh, I'm a dancing donut. Because I'm not worried about this, I'm worried about getting the motion and the shape in there. It's a lot easier to do. So I'm going to bring down his backbone. See, his backbone comes from the back of his head up over the shoulders because he has his head kind of hunkered down there. And then it comes down here into his hind leg. So I'm just going to gesture draw this power leg here with his hind foot coming off at the end. And then he has his other leg that's just really tucked up underneath and just kind of digging into the ground, just giving him that push off that he needs. Now in my reference photo I don't see a tail. I want to have a tail in there, and that's the fun part about drawing, is because you can change things however you want from your photos. They're just there to give you a reference. So I'm going to follow where this backbone would be, and I'm just going to swing off a tail. Okay, so I have some really good motion in here already. You can just see this drawing just kind of trying to leap off. It doesn't look like anything, but it's the motion, it's the shapes, it's what I'm looking for. So once you get to this point, then you can begin going back in and adding in those details. So I'm going to bring in kind of the center of where his head would be and bring out for his muzzle. And then his ears are just kind of flat back on his head there. So I'm just going to really quickly just block those in. And the sides of his face here, coming down in here to his muzzle here, which kind of wraps around. And his mouth is open just a little bit. And then he got his eyes right there. Because he's running so fast, he's not really bushy and fluffy. His kind of you can kind of just see the wind kind of blowing all of his fur back as he's racing to whatever he's going to go do. He's got an important date with somebody, probably dinner. Okay, so now I can begin blocking in his front paws, and I want to be careful that as I begin to block him in, I don't lose that motion, that power that I have in the drawing. So again, I'm just going to keep my pencil moving very lightly and very fast. And you also notice, see, I'm holding the pencil a little bit further. And the reason I'm doing that is it lessens my control. When you're doing control, you sometimes hold it really close, but that tends to make the line a little stagnant. If you hold it back, some artists hold it way back here. That's a little too far for me. I hold it like in 2 inches from there when I'm trying to get a nice gesture, because it gives me still enough control on my drawing, but still it allows the pencil to move. It also prevents me from doing knuckle draws. So I'm trying not to do that anymore, so you guys can see what's going on. Alright. So see how that line, just a sweeping line, instead of just coming really straight and jagged, it's got some really good motion. And this is something that generally you just don't get the first time you draw something. It's something you have to draw over and over and over and over again, and it's just going to look like a bunch of jumbled lines. But don't stop. Keep going. Work at it. I kind of see art as like a video game. I love playing video games. There are certain video games that you can play that as you're doing a certain action, it gives you experience points. And nothing changes in your character as you're building those points up. But then all of a sudden you reach whatever point number you needed to, and you level up. And now your character can do a whole new attack. And that's awesome. So you might go into a battle a boss at one of the video games, and you're not at the right level. You can't do the attack that you need. So you have to go back out into, wherever, and and build up your points so that you can do this new attack. And you don't go, hey, I try. Wow, that would be thunder. On the thunder road. If it's not cars, it's thunder. That's awesome. Okay. But as you're leveling up your character, you don't get frustrated because you can actually see the points leveling up. I have 300 points to go. Let's keep on chopping a tree so I can level up in my tree chopping skills. And then I have 50 more points to go. And so you don't get frustrated. You see how you gain. In art, sometimes that's a little bit harder because you can't always see if you're improving right away. It takes time. But still, you just never give up. You keep on drawing it, even if you think, oh, it looks stupid. I have a lot of people who, as they're following along with these art videos, write me back, and they're just very discouraged because they've drawn it 3 times and they just feel like they've wasted 3 pieces of paper and they've wasted 2 hours of their life. Anything, whether it's art or whether it's playing sports or a music instrument or cooking, whatever it is that you're learning how to do, anything that you put into practicing, whether your end result from that practice actually turns out good or bad, is never wasted. Learning, knowledge is never a waste. You always gain something from it. So if you get frustrated from drawing and you just can't get it, don't worry. This level that I'm at has taken me 30 years to get to. And don't let that frustrate you, because there are some students that I have that started at a younger age. I was always drawing, but I wasn't focused drawing until I was an adult. And so some of the younger students that I've had just started off with just that focus of wanting to be really good at their art. And some of them have surpassed me just in a few short years. Even though they're, way younger than me. It's about the amount of dedication that you're willing to put into to drawing. If it has value to you, if art is something that you really want to pursue to do, you will get it. It just takes practice. Some people not as much. Some people it takes a lot more practice. And on certain things I have a very hard time drawing. And other things I get really easy. It just kind of depends. But don't get frustrated. Just keep going. So to get those motion lines, just remember to keep your pencil loose. Look for those lines, those power lines, so that you can create this picture which has a lot of motion and direction and force to it. Well, I hope that this little kind of, it wasn't really a how to draw video, but kind of a discussion on drawing motion and shapes. Kind of a fun subject. I don't know. Maybe not so fun for the rabbit. Run, bunny foo-foo, run! It's okay. His bunny hole is right around the corner. He'll get there in time. Maybe. It's the circle of life. Anyway, well, I hope you enjoyed this. I would love to see your drawings and your progress as you work on trying to get motion into your drawings. So please post those pictures to my Facebook page. The description is on the link below. If you're not already a subscriber to my channel, hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any future videos. And as always, I love to hear from you guys, so please leave those comments. And also, what would really help me out is if you share these videos across the social media so that more people can find how much fun drawing is. So thank you guys so much for drawing with me today. I hope you had a fun time with me. So until we draw again in our next video, I'll see you later. God bless you guys. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.